So welcome everybody to the first ever Good Food Awards. My name is Caleb, and I could not be more honored to share this room tonight with the producers, the crafters, the creators, and the community that have literally made an event this possible. In that spirit, and because I reminded everybody earlier to get a glass and everybody does. Every uniquely American Macintosh office that we're lucky enough to have, I think it's appropriate to begin this evening with a toast. If you have a glass, I invite you to raise it. If you do not have a glass, I ask that you not envy your neighbor, maybe ask if they'll share. Maybe check around you and see who you can meet while you're doing this race. But to the 71 award winners that will all meet tonight, to the 400 of you in this room, those of you who are standing, extra cheers. And to those of you who have all made this event feel so large, so full of life, so wonderful, to each and every one of you who are here individually, thank you and cheers. So we wanted to start with a cheer because I believe that it's utterly appropriate. It's no small feat for any of us to have made it here today. In a few years that I've been lucky enough to spend in the food industry, I've never been anything less than awed at the fantastic determination, the talent, and the wherewithal of people who choose to make a living making food. For me, it was the people more than anything that drew me to food, and I imagine for so many of you that might be something that you share. This industry that we're all in is hardly forgiving. The work that I get to do is with La Cocina, a nonprofit incubator kitchen here in San Francisco, of which we have some crafters in the back. And I've seen women and men and mothers and fathers risk most of what they have to try and make a living doing what they love to do. In that, I've gotten to see firsthand the struggles and the joys of making a livelihood, making this food. I realize not only what an accomplishment is to even exist as a food business, but also to reach the pinnacle of this craft, which so many of you in this room have done. That these businesses we celebrate tonight have not only existed, but also strived, have not only created, but also cared, and done so all while maintaining a commitment to social and environmental stewardship is in fact entirely humbling to me. When I'm in the kitchen with our clients, I remember why I began cooking in the first place, why I imagine many of you began cooking in the first place. For me and for many, I know the urge to cook is an urge to share with other people, to bring something that is equitable, and to bring something that is uniquely me in a way that is utterly selfless. For me, food can bring people together, can bridge experience and status, that can create new possibility. That's what food is to me, and that's particularly what good food is to me. And so it's with no exaggeration that I can say that this is also what this event is about to me. The women and men from across the country, that's you guys, who have confronted challenges and innovated in order to create communities that did not exist before you, opportunities that might not have seemed possible, and livelihoods out of things that you love to do. Without being overly self-congratulatory all night long, I think we're here because not only do we believe that those recognized tonight deserve such recognition, but also because we've engaged in an agreement that through such thinking we'll be able to continue to create opportunity for those who come after us. And so the first thank you of the evening begins with all of you who are here. Thank you for imagining with us what this could be, for believing with us that there could be a way that has not existed to this point to make great food in this kind of economy, and for working with us to deliver that promise and to build the kind of food system that we all want to live in. Next, to those who created the first step in this process, to the Ferry Building, to Quesa, to Dominic Phillips Event Marketing, to Noise 13, Amy Barbaro Design, BCD Architects, and Douglas Gates, and all of whom, in a very literal sense, provided and transformed the space that we're in tonight. To Paula Duke Fine Catering, perfect will be just fine. Veritable Vegetable, Medlock Gaines Winery, the San Francisco Baking Institute, and all of our winners for the food and the reception that's possible afterwards. To the committees of merchants, of journalists, and of young activists who as volunteers, a lot of them reached out across the country to involve as many producers and people who would listen in creating these awards almost out of thin air. You'll meet some of them tonight, and they've been asked to take lunch to introduce our winners. To the 80 judges who looked sugar, salt, and overindulgence in the face and tasted over 780 products. One fine egg. It sounds great. If any of you want to do it next year, I'm sure Sarah would love to hear from you afterwards. To the 7 industry leaders who will hear from tonight, one from each Good Food Awards category, who are living proof that good foods is not just a West Coast phenomenon, which I care about deeply. We welcome you from Tennessee, from Rhode Island, from New New York, from Washington, D.C., from Madagascar, and from way across the bridge in entirely foreign land of Berkeley. And importantly, to the companies that took a chance on funding something like this, an exciting new project, to create the possibility that we can go out and create more possibility. Special thanks to presenting marketplace sponsors, Whole Foods Markets. We also could not have done this without the sponsorship of Williams-Sonoma, Medlock Games, Buy-Right, and Foodsy.com. Importantly, the Seedlings projects, which some of you may be hearing about for the first time, the organization that dreamed up and organized the Good Food Awards, and its path to this day, and convinced me to be here and do this introduction. Sprung from the fertile soil left by Slow Food Nation, Seedlings Project is a think tank for the sustainable food movement, whose mission is to work together with a diverse community to make projects like this come to life. And of course, and again, to every single one of you for caring enough to be here and caring enough to do the work you all do. On a night when we celebrate the craft of food, the perseverance of crafters to take no shortcuts, no cheap ways out, it's really an honor to be able to introduce your host tonight. Alice Waters is a woman who's an icon to so many in this movement that it's almost impossible to come up with an introduction for her. She's a woman who has had her image tattooed on the arms of chefs. If you don't believe me,